evaluate it. Sorry, guys. Some urgent things came up, I need to take care of them, so I'm behind getting the stream set up. Hopefully, we're not going to have the same problems I had last week getting this on YouTube. Let's see. So we are live on Twitch. See, this is what I was afraid of. It was going to have the same issues that I had last week. So what are we doing? Macrocosmic. Why do they have to make this all complicated? You know what? Let's go back to classic. Oh, I am up. It's just in a completely different spot. Alright, I think we are good. Yes, we are. Alright, let me pull up the chats. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How's it going, Jeremiah? Alright, we should be good with chat now. I don't even remember where I want to start. So my plan was for this stream was to just go do like all the macrocosmic orbs so many chapters, because I know I'm going to need a lot of chapters soon. So we really need chapter 5s. Let's see. Chapter 5. Okay. Oh man. So the other nice thing about this is that the campaigns are currently going, so I'm hoping to get some good stuff out of it. beyond just the chapters. Well, I'm glad you've been getting value out of them, Jeremiah. And welcome back to the game. I want to just go with my standard setup. I don't think there's anything threatening in this one on VD. I know some of them are, like the one with the demons. Astral flow is a big concern. Let me go with standard. My standard. Which one I want to... Yeah, let's say, what's going on with cures? Finally. Let them wind up on the wall. Nails? Those are boots, I think. Drag you over here. I need to get... Come on. start getting these down, or MP is gonna be a huge problem. This is the thief, I think. He's got a dagger, so he's gonna perfect dodge. Ah! Well, that's a huge problem. And I think that's a wipe since everyone's asleep. That sucks. Wasn't going well, but that shouldn't have... I needed to jump on the Black Mage sooner. I mean, yeah, you kind of just need to go with what you want to do, but you also should be flexible and be willing to play multiple jobs. I think that's the best way to play it is you want to figure out what job you really want to play, but play that, but also be flexible and willing to play come other jobs also. But you can still like set your main on what you want to do. I mean, that's the best suggestion that I can give. Because I like playing multiple jobs. I don't like being locked into just one, but I definitely do like playing certain jobs more than others. So I'm going to try that again. Whenever was it? Defeat? Yeah. Oh, this is actually... This is Curse Gear. It's only NQ, so can't be worth that much. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Alright. Round 2. Yes, I already server transferred. I am on Bahamut now. And you can only play this on PC. You can't play this on console anymore. They removed console support. You can only play it on PC. But you can... While you do have to pay for... I don't know what you would call it. But you would have to... Essentially you have to purchase like a license for each expansion. But you actually don't have to purchase the software. You can download all the software for free. But you do have to, you know, basically have a registration code for... each expansion, but then at that point you can just play any expansion. It's not like before where you had to buy, you know, the you could buy the software because you can just download it for free now. So, nope, you can't play on consoles anymore. PC only. The thing about it is you can buy a cheap PC to play it. I wouldn't be shocked if you could get 11 to play on some Raspberry Pis, considering the system requirements. I'll look into that. See if I can try and get 11 to run on a Raspberry Pi. I bet you could get it to run on certain ones. How well? That's a whole nother thing to be debated. But I ought to try that. I am playing on a big TV. That is exactly what I'm playing on. Playing on like a 65-inch, you know, flat screen. It kind of is, but like not really. I know on Asura, there's definitely a dude who is trying to like get people to do it. Definitely, but I mean, I haven't seen it be a thing on Bahamut, but there definitely was going on Asura. Yeah, that is true. If you had any codes before and you like played the game before, they do transfer and still work on PC. It's not like if you had the game before and played it before, you lost it and you have to rebuy it. That is true. Everything that you had before, even all your items, if say you used to play on PlayStation 2, you can still access them. If that's the case. Alright, let's try again. So, which one was the Black Mage? I kind of feel like I want to start with him. So that's the White Mage. I feel like it's that one. Yeah, it is. Rotating, get them all. It's probably about as best as I'm gonna get on, at least until the Black Mage is dead. This is already going much smoother than last run. Ah. Alright, spin you guys around and hopefully you all line up. Whatever. Okay, what is going on with cures? This one's the paladin. If I can get them all to my front. There we go. Let's see, where's your... So focus on trying to make sure I stay up. Not switching targets even though it was invincible. That one had a lot. Dang, 1, 2, 3, and 5, and some bets. Huh. This one's the Dark Knight. Not blood weapon. Has Quarter Morris converted yet? Oh, I'm the one that's tanking. Sorry, I've been so focused on the thing I haven't been paying attention to chat. But no, the reason there's no tank is because I'm the actual tank. For these BCNMs, I find it best when you're the tank, because otherwise they don't really keep hate on the, the other ads. They're only trying to tank the one. Let's back up so AoEs aren't hitting. This is the thief, I think. So what's the other one? Perfect dodge. What are you? got a sword. Was he a red mage? Not sure I've seen him pass. Oh no, he's a war. That's gonna interrupt. Alright. And you get heavy metal. Alright, let me go back and look at chat. That's a lot of good stuff. Glad I cleaned out my inventory for this. What is this? Great sack of horror. I'll have to go store that. This is garbage. I know I'm not gonna want that. It's a lot of chapters. Plus the +2 stones. Alright, let's go to another. Alright, let me go back and go through chat. My only worry is that if they're, if they're at least hitting me, I'm at least getting TP back. If they slept when they wake up, they're going to go charging for him. I mean, I don't know if maybe he's good at re-sleeping. I've seen him sleep before, but not really dealt with that. So now going back, so Nick, I mean, I posted a whole video about it without going into too much detail, because the best thing I'd say is to go watch the video, because I go into it. But basically, Asura was pretty much just pay to win. It was just, I didn't like the attitude, I didn't like all the botting, I didn't like all of the, literally, murking and RMT activity, and it was just way too much going on. That's pretty much the quick synopsis, but yeah, that's why I left. It was just too much, I didn't like it. Do I do any multi-boxing? I mean, I have, but whenever I've done it, it's always been like with a friend's account. I've only ever really had access to my own account unless it was a friend's account, like a real-life friend. And then I have done multi-boxing, but it's been an extremely long time, unless we're talking about like item management or bringing someone else to say, you know, do some core rules or something like that. But I don't even really do that much, so... What kind of party build am I using? I mean, I'm the tank. And then I'm just going with a double white mage, double bard. The only reason for double bard is just to make sure I'm getting 2 marches. Because just Jokum or Olmia by herself is kind of like, if they're going to play the correct song. So having them both is good. Then Koromori for haste 2. And really, that's it. I don't know why, what is it, like the first run, it just seemed like they were really slow on cures. Alright, so... We're fine with chapter 5s at the moment. What was the other 4s that I need? I mean, Dancer may be a better option. I don't know. I'm trying to think what Dancer really brings. I would still have dual wield, which would be good. I could cure myself, remove status effects. I don't think I would really be relying on steps. But that might work. But Jira. Yeah, pretty much what Jeremiah said. That's why this has actually been a nice change of pace. Plus, just the attitude on everyone I've encountered here is much better. Even just like joining pickup groups. While of course there's less people, so there's less pickup groups. But in the pickup groups I have joined or built on here, for the most part, pretty much everyone's been courteous. Where on Asura, a lot of people just have basically like a stick up their butt. I did get north. So I was trying to figure out where chapter 4s are. But yeah, like, I would join pickup party and people literally are grilling you with questions like it's a job interview. Like, they want to make sure, oh, you don't have the top best gear in the game? Well, then I'm not inviting you. And it's like that type of attitude. And I just, yeah. I've been talking about server transferring off of Asura for at least 6 months, if not longer. It's just, I just never really got around to doing it. Okay, so 4 is going to Chamber of Oracles. It's going to be Ants. Here, yeah, Quicksand Caves. This one's going to be much easier than the last one because it's only 4 mobs. I mean, the nice thing about Asura is it's basically you can just use pickup groups to literally get through any and all content. But, I mean, right now there is just a lot of, like, you know, buy whatever. And there's just not as many content shouts as there used to be. But, I mean, you can still get things done with just pickup groups just because of the volume of people. But outside of that, I don't really see big value in being on the server outside of that. Made all this space for my character only just to clog it up with all these items. I guess we'll just go backwards. I guess we'll just do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in terms of chapters. So, yep, I want to take the Black Mage out first. Leave the Ranger for last, since he's only going to be peppering me with range attacks. Paladin one more second. Oh, that's right. I gotta worry about silence. Paladin pulling back. Just in hopes if they do the AoE silence move, someone will avoid it. There it is. Someone didn't get hit with it. Nice. At this point, worried about the silence, which is why I didn't switch. Yeah, Invincible's off, so there's no point in switching. Get retaliations from both of them. More weapon skills for the Paladin. Let me drag you across the room since my trust's all moved up. Dang it. complete. Yeah. Come on, guys. At least Koromoru's, he'll toss me a cure sooner or later. Once it gets down on his priority list. Yeah, there he is. Which one's 3? Ah. You get a fair amount of rewards from doing this. All adding up. I actually have a video for that Dark Arrow. Here, let me see if I can find that. Like, I don't remember, but I made a video about that. I remember specifically. Threshing Assault. There you go, Dark Arrow. That link right there is to my video that tells you how to do Threshing Assault. As for Mighty Guard, I think I had a video for that. I know I at least did it on a live stream. I apparently don't have I know I did a live stream for it. There's a bunch of videos though, apparently. But I mean, the best thing for Mighty Guard is literally just go do the Shinryu fight. You should be able to just spam it out. Just wait for him to do Mighty Guard and then just kill him. I mean, that's literally all I did. Just make sure you have Blue Mage hands to try and learn the, you know, have a higher chance of learning the spell. But there's that. Okay, the equip set failed. So basically what I'm spamming my macro, just making sure it changes. If the macro is already in progress going and you hit it a second time, that's why you're getting the error. I'm just spamming the button just to make sure it goes off. But basically because I'm spamming it so fast, that's why you're getting error, or seeing the error messages. I know people have commented about that and been like, it's literally just because I'm like going like this, like spamming the macro just to make sure, oh, I want to make sure it equips. Because if you look, so like first time I hit it, no message. It's C1, it's like when I'm spamming it really fast, that's when you're getting the message. I'm just hitting it a bunch of times just to make sure. It's like, no, I want my defense, like, you know, damage shaking gear on, or I want my attack gear, or I want a weapon skill. I'm just spamming it just to try and, you know, have it go off as soon as it can. And whenever it doesn't kick off for whatever reason, because, you know, I hit it before or hit a different macro, that's why you're getting the error is all. I'm doing all the difficulties on very difficult, so the highest you can do. So alright, so this one is all the way Fayin. Can't even remember the name of the zone, but I'm actually surprised. I know I've done this before during this campaign, but I don't remember getting like all these chapters and everything. Then again, I remember when we did it before, and I do specifically say we because I remember doing it with a friend. I know we weren't as well geared as we were now. I know it was like when we were first like starting out, and I remember the campaign was going. I know we had recently like unlocked being able to do like 119 Obero stuff. Because I know, what is it? We doing the was it Macrocosmic? I can't remember. It was on at least 119 difficulty. I know that does unlock Obero for you. I think that was one of the things that we did way back in the day. This is almost just like the last fight I just did, except for this is what was it Shadows as opposed to ants. So I know I don't have to worry about silence, just like dimensional death and stuff. But that's typically not that big of a deal. I'm tanky enough. Like silence is actually more of a threat. Just AoE silence on all trust. That's where Dancer would actually come in useful. Getting silence off of trusts. What does it your way macro look like? Just want to know for my own reference. I'm not sure what you're asking. But what does my weapon skill macro look like? All it is, and I'll show it to you, but all it is equip my weapon skill set and then just do the weapon skill. So that's actually going to be a video that's coming out next week where I'm going to go in talking about just macro writing in general, and details. But literally, yeah, it's just equip set. There's no weight or whatever. Just, you want the equip set first, because you obviously want to change that set before the weapon skill goes off. But yeah, that's literally it. That's why I make sure I hit the weapon skill and then make sure I'm going back and hitting my TP gear or damage taking gear, depending on what I'm trying to do. But yep. What's my best drop so far from doing this? I mean, I'm doing this for the chapters, so best drop? It's hard to say. Because all the weapons are like, yeah, 109. Enhancing sword. I know, that thing used to be worth a ton of money back in the day. It's probably not worth anything now. Well, it's still worth a fair amount of money. Sold for 100K. I mean, best weapon, I'd have to check these also. I think these are 99 gear. I don't think these are item level. They might be item level, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm mainly doing this for the chapters, and this is a pretty good chapter count. The +2 stones are pretty good too, also. Alright, enough wasting time. Again, we want to go start with the Black Mage. This is actually the same exact setup. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Instead of a Paladin, we have a Thief, which is the hand-to-hand. But other than that, it's the same jobs as what I just did. Taking my TP. I think those are junk abjurations. Yeah, I don't want this. That's a level 99. I think that might be the case for all that gear. But then again, some of it still might be worth money, because I think some of it can be used to use incentives to make 119 stuff. Get back here. Oh, great. Shushies. fish Smith kebab. You know what? Why not? We are tanking. Get a little bit of defense out of it. Cast that on time. I shouldn't have cast it there. Still got the cast off though. Cardinal Nightmare too late. I say, did he EES yet? I really want to give me these Corvin Abjurations. Maybe biggest money maker? I mean, I don't know. There's gonna be some money things, but like I said, I'm mainly doing this for the chapters, not really the money. I mean, you can do that. You can do that with macros without windower, where you could do like, you know, cure 4 and then, you know, wait whatever, and then you can do that in here. As I say, I'd have to probably pull up my main, not cauliflower for that, because like I have like scholar macros for like self skill chaining and stuff, and it has all that in there. Like, uses the JA, and wait, and then cast the spell, and then wait, and then uses the JA again for the second skill change. Yeah, macro writing can be fun. The only thing that I hate is, like, it's sometimes you're sitting there writing macros for, like, an hour, especially making gear sets and stuff, and I don't necessarily have a problem doing that. It's just, again, it's time-consuming. That's only my complaint with it. The other complaint I have is SE needs to give us more gear sets. 100 gear sets for 22 jobs is not sufficient. It's less than 5 gear sets per job. That's... no. No, that doesn't fly. So any advantage or disadvantage of writing a macro that changes into weapon skill gear, executes weapon skill, and changes back to TP gear, as opposed... No, there's no disadvantage, and I actually do not that. I know for... I have, like, a set for if I'm, like, pulling a ton of high-level stuff and then AoEing it down on Paladin. Like, let's see. I believe I have it here. Let's... go to my Paladin macros. Let's see. It's a perfect example. But I don't go back to TP gear. I go back to my tank gear. Because basically... yeah, so... whoop. Yeah, so basically I go into my weapon skill set for Aeolian Edge, which is going to be all like magic attack gear and magic accuracy. So then here, so it does the weapon skill, and then has a weight 1, and then switches back to my tank set. So I do that specifically just to make sure I'm getting back in my tank set, so I'm taking as little damage as possible for when I switch to, you know, my not tank set to, you know, do weapon skill stuff. So, like, there's an example of that. I personally think, because it's, like, depending on the situation, I might be going into tank gear, going into my TP gear, or doing something else. So that's why I typically leave it open and just make it do manual. But if you prefer to, you know, have the macro just say, oh, do the weapon skill and go back into your TP gear, and you're aware that it does that, yeah, there's no harm in doing that whatsoever. And by all means, do that if that's what you want. I personally just like having the manual control over it is my personal preference one. But there's really, yeah, no reason you can't do that. Or no reason I can say not to do it. Just, again, if you're, you know, it's going back to your TP gear, and for a reason you need to go to your damage taking gear, you obviously need to be ready to manually do that. But again, no reason not to. You think these can be soloed with Trust at 500 job point war, not fully geared as you have, but with Flama 2? I do think these can be soloed on that. Probably on, like, you're gonna need at least, you can do it at 500 job points. You're gonna need to be at least have 50% negative damage taken down. It doesn't need to be ridiculous sets like where I'm having, where you have, you know, 3,000, you know, over 3,000 HP. Like, you could easily do it where you're just at like 2,000 and a couple hundred HP. But you're gonna need a damage taken set. So you could do it not with Flama, but with this stuff. As long as you can just mitigate the damage down, you should be able to do it. I would, before jumping into VD, I would just try it with like D first. Do like normal or D, and then go from there. Is what I would do. But yes, you don't need to be like master and have all top end gear. You can definitely do this earlier. I'm sure you can. Oh, yeah, I've seen that where, yeah, they shortcut that instead of MMA, but that's just, unless you're manually typing that out, and I've actually known people that do that. I've known people that literally play the game like they're playing White Mage and they're literally like MA, whatever. They might do like P2 for player 2 and then like Cure, like, and I'm not even doing that right because that should be in quotes. Like, I've literally seen people that they play that way, and I don't know. You have to be an amazing typer, but you could do that, or like you said with window, or it just cuts it out. But again, I don't really see much of a difference. It doesn't really change much except for your macro writing slightly. Right, we're going to do chapter 2s. I think this one is in the throne room. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Yep, throne room. This is the pain in the ass one. Don't have to worry about Asura flow. But back to comments. And your equipment, when you bring it out, what does it mean? The one, all that means is that doesn't really mean anything. It just means that it's in my whatever the number is. Just means it's in that wardrobe. So if it has a 1 next to it, it's in my Mog wardrobe 1. If it says 2, it just means it's in my Mog wardrobe 2. It's literally all it means. It's just which wardrobe is it in. It doesn't actually mean anything or change the value or the stats or anything on it. It's just literally where it's stored. These chapter things are used to upgrade Artifact, Relic, and Empyrean armor to 109. The chapters 1 through 5 specifically upgrade it to 109, and then chapters 6 through 10 upgrade it from 109 to 119. So that's what they're used for. 5 through 10 you get from doing high tier battles. The 1 through 5 you get from doing Macrocosmic Orbs. Yep, and like I said, on this one's, I gotta be careful on this one. This is like easily can just wipe to this one from Astral Flow. Which one is it? Duke. So Duke needs to be last. Yes, correct. It's only ever going to say 1 or 2 unless you purchase the other wardrobes. That is accurate. I mean, some of it is badass, but the thing about it is, it's getting your artifact or relic, like here. I'll... didn't want that summon order, but whatever. Like... this is artifact plus 3. You gotta go through the process to make it 119 first, so I would have had to go through the whole chapter process. Then there's other steps to make it a plus 2 version, because it'll be the plus 1 version once it gets 119. So then there's processes to make it plus 2 and plus 3. But if you look at it, this is really good gear. Like both of these are both artifact pieces and they're plus 3, which is currently the highest state they can go in. Empyrean currently can only go to plus 1. There's definitely been talk that they're eventually going to allow it to go to plus 3 also eventually. Currently only artifact and relic can do such things. But the plus 3 versions of both artifact and relic are top end pieces and are just really good. Pull back. Alright, you're not gonna pull back, you're a blam. Pray he doesn't sleep, especially since trusts are like right on top of me. That's good. It doesn't look like I will auto-target the summoner next. Exactly what I do not want to do. I want to definitely fight the summoner last. PP tap. Dang it. Pull back. Which one is this? Oh, this is a Dark Knight. Watch out for blood weapon. gotta worry about keeping paint on the element now since I like targeted it, hit it. Weapon skill should do it. Alright, here's where we gotta be worried. That's really worried. He doesn't do it until 50%, so... Really? Within my damage taking gear also. 56. Or not 50, wow, 56. 26. 2600. A lot of chat came in. Super lame, because if I was cured to full HP, that wouldn't have been a problem. So, okay. Yeah, +2 and +3 artifact and relic are some of the best gear in the game. It's not obviously always, but yes, for the most part, it is some of the best gear currently in the game. Typically, you're gonna get gear is gonna be coming from the new high tier battles, so like the Odin and all that. It's either gonna be coming from that. It's either gonna be superior 2 or higher gear. It's gonna either be +1 abjurations, Regina gear, Omen gear, or artifact and relic, or with like the new Dynamis gear, like Volt, something else. Typically, it's gonna be one of those. Is gonna be, as much as I hate using this term, best in slot. That's where you're gonna get your best in slots at. Is gonna be pretty much from one of those events. You'll occasionally have an exception. For like support type jobs, for like Alluvian Skirmish, or what's it called, Incursion, and even maybe Vagary. But again, it's typically going to be more either accessories or Delves another place. But it's typically either going to be accessories or it's going to be like for support type gear for the most part. You're going to find your best like TP and weapon skill gear from one of the things I mentioned earlier. So, alright, let's try that again. So it's doing well, and then, like I said, Astral Flow. Basically like F you. I mean, you can't really say there's a specific order for awesomeness, because it's... I mean, the gears just kind of has different stats. For the most part, Artifact has a lot of accuracy on it. Relic, for the most part, has a lot of attack on it. But again, that's just kind of talking as a general overview for the armor as a whole. You gotta kind of compare each individual set and what you want to do, kind of like how you did it back in the day. There's just more stats on it. Basically, you gotta look at the gear and compare the gear yourself. That's the best way to say that. The Martin staff for your Black Mage, but the JSE with the augments, they still decent. I mean, the JSE for the augments is still decent, but typically you're gonna either want to be using either a Remo weapon, or you're gonna want to use an Ambuscade, Ryzenjima, or Escha Sky weapon. Typically, that's where you're gonna be getting your weapons from. You can always find exceptions here or there, but for the most part, that's where you're gonna find the best weapons from one of those. Have you thought about, was it subbing Rune Fencer for these high magic fights and using a two-hander? Not really. I mean, I know you can, and I've done that before for other events. I've had success doing it this way, the way I'm doing it, so I'm just doing it out of more habit than anything else. But I mean, I suppose Rune Fencer would be good. I just haven't really done it that much. Whoa. What I didn't get is you can get the relic upgrade before artifact. I think you need to basically finish COP. Yeah, you have to finish COP so you can... Well, actually, you have to finish COP to upgrade any of it. Whether it's Artifact, Empyrean, or Relic. All of it, just to be able to get it from 109 to 119. You need to have Limbus access, which is basically completing COP. I am aware of that. What I didn't get is you can get the relic upgrades before artifact, I think. I mean, there's no real order. You can do any of the armor in any order you want at this point. I mean, typically you would do relic first, but that's not necessarily the case anymore, just because you can obtain the original, artifact pieces, between 52 and 60, whereas relic is, 71 to 75? Depending on the piece. So, but again, that's just the original piece. So you can do, again, you can upgrade any piece in any order you want. The only exceptions for that is going to be for Geomancer and Rune Fencer. They do make you unlock the artifact set first, then the relic set, then the Empyrean set. So that is the one exception to that. Let me finish going through comments before I start this soloable now. I mean, pretty much everything's soloable except for content that even content that they restrict you to having 3 players to enter. Some of it's still soloable, like Delve is an example. But I mean, pretty much everything's soloable except for high tiers of Ambuscade, the new Dynamis, and Omen, and even to some degrees, you can solo all of those things potentially, as long as you get help entering some of them. Although Ambuscade you can enter solo, Omen you can enter solo. So, well, I'm planning on making a video soon. I mean, it's probably going to be in the new year that goes over how to install 11 and get it set up and updated, because it's a chore, I will say that. Yeah, the only thing is, if I am going Rune Fencer sub, I'm not going to have dual wield, which is kind of gimps this build. I do have two-handed weapons, but I mean, my current setup for weapons and dual wielding is by far my highest damage, so right now. What is it? Can disable screen animations to make the chat pop up quicker. I'm not worried about that. I mean, I could use Sethius because yes, he can do the TP move that restores MP and TP, but I don't like relying on it, because then if he goes down, it's down, and you're basically just relying on getting MP back. I mean, you could make arguments too, because like my trusts are getting tapped. I mean, I could try it one time, but typically, I felt I've had more sustain doing this setup. There are exceptions depending on like if AOEs are going off, but there's not really AOEs, and the only real threat to this is really Astral Flow. You can't do the prime fights, right, unless you... Yeah, you have to go and do all the avatars before you can do the high tier. You have to do the high tier battles first, yes. The thing about, I'm not sure how well Blue would be taking hits from all the mobs at once. I mean, maybe you could set it up, but I haven't set my Blue high pairing. I haven't set my Blue up to really like in tanking set and do all that, so I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I'm sure it is potentially possible. I'm not saying it's not, but yeah. Should make menu windows here quicker. I'm not worried about how's Puppet Master nowadays? I mean, Pup is still used. It's typically used for like tanking, but I know you can use for other things. Let's see some Rune Fencer gameplay. I'm not the best Rune Fencer. I would want to get some practice first. You can bypass Limbus upgrades now. Relic is new Dynamis for upgrades too. Whereas you can get Omen cards easier. How can you bypass Limbus if you want to upgrade? I mean, you can't. The only exception to that is going to be Deeds, and even that is limited on what you can get. Blue with Rune Sub, I mean. Like I said, my concern is going to be taking hits from the other guys. It's a little different for my War than it would be for Blue. You do need to complete COP to be able to upgrade Artifact and Relic Gear to 119. I mean, if I replace one of them, which I could do, I'm then no longer a haste cap. So... I could do it, and that would arguably give me more sustain, but... I mean, it might work. I guess I could try it, but again, it's not like the only problem I had was Astral Flow. But as for a Puru or Yorn Orin, so this has been my thought process on it, how I felt. Yorn Orin does not AoE cure. He single targets cure. So in terms of being efficient on MP and everything, he is the superior trust. However, in oh shit situations, you know, where you get hit by, you and your party get hit by an AoE. And then it's kind of like, you know, it's bad crunch time. That's where Apuru is gonna be better, because she's gonna just shoot out an AoE cure and get your trust up. That way you don't worry about like someone dropping. That's why I personally like her. Like right now, she'll toss out an AoE cure. She doesn't always do it the most efficiently, I will say that. Like, Yorn Orin is definitely a more MP efficient healer. Apuru is not an efficient healer. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Apuru and Yorn Orin. Considering you can stop targeting the freaking element. Yeah, since, what is it? There's plenty of healer trusts. That's why I personally just prefer a Puru. It's just literally because of that reason. Just because of the AoE cure. I'd rather have that for, like, oh shit moments. It's essentially my thought process on it. I can't remember if Urn converts either, because I know Puru converts, which also is somewhat efficient. So what I could do, I could actually try with what you're saying with Cepheus, but instead put Cepheus in instead of Kupipi. Because basically once she's getting tapped, she's not really doing much. She doesn't really have ways of getting MP back. She's got to rely on either Ballad or Refresh. Ooh! Ooh! Pretty badass you can get heavy metal plates from this. I like how I'm like full in space too. Really? He normally doesn't do that until like the second weapon skill. Son of a bitch. I should have probably put re-raise up and gone to the front. You can trade base items plus 10 chapters and match. You don't need to have... No, okay. Tim, it's not that you need to upgrade, do the upgrades for the +1 versions of like where they're level 70 to 75 or whatever of artifact. You need to have Limbus access, like just able to enter the event, not do the content for the NPC that does the upgrades with the chapters to even talk to you. She won't do the upgrade process until you're able to enter Limbus. You don't ever have to enter Limbus and do the old, like, +1, level 70 to 75, I don't even remember what it is, artifact. But you do need to have like COP done and Limbus access to just do the upgrades. NPC won't interact with you otherwise. That's the thing about it. Like, you can trade the items all you want. If you don't have Limbus access, she won't even talk to you. I'll try Kupipi, yeah. Doesn't have convert, but he has... Well, I mean, Puru has not also. Like, does that and gets MP back. So... I mean, that would... He has bar spells, but for him to cast the correct bar spell... You need to get hit by that element first anyway. So, I'm not sure if he always summons Shiva. I'm gonna try it again, but we'll mix it up and I'll put Cepheus in instead of Kupipi. Revamped Domain Invasion? How's Domain Invasion been revamped? I mean, I guess the short answer to your question is no. I haven't done Domain Invasion in probably like 3 or 4 months now. Unless you really need beads, there's not too much of a need for it unless you're trying to specifically farm for something, and I don't really need anything from it at this point. What is that honeypot icon looking for? So that pot icon, you get it from the Goblin and Ryzenjima. What it does is it converts extra experience points, basically to her. So here, currency 2. Shouldn't it be like right here? Basically, it converts extra merit points. So if you're not computing, so right here, so it automatically gets deposited to her as long as I have that buff. You used to have to go to her and then you would convert your merit points. Now it just converts any, extra once you've capped on merit points to her when you have that buff immediately. And you can buy stuff with the merit points. So currently I have 9,621 merit points with her. I believe you can buy a, God, what are they even called? I can't remember what they call them. Basically, like the shiny weapons that are used to upgrade ambuscade weapons to their final form. You can get one with 25,000 merits. So, not quite, but almost halfway there. So. Rune Sub would give me bar spells too. I mean, that is true, but that's assuming that it's going to be Shiva. It might be Shiva every time for this fight, I don't know. They added new armor and ads. Oh. No, I was not aware of that. I'll have to scope that out. Did they just add that this month? If they did, that's... Like I said, that's pretty cool. I was not aware of that. Alright, let's try Cepheus this time instead of QPP. Yes, pulse weapons. Yes, thank you. That's what it was. Domain Invasion was completely reworked for new player friendly and gives armor with Domain Invasion bonuses. Kind of like, oh, cool. I'll have to look at the gear, because maybe that's worth making a video about. No, I was not aware that they revamped that. Thanks for letting me know, guys. But no, I haven't tried it out at all. Should be interesting to check out. Watch, this time I'll have like plenty of HP, be at full HP and everything, and it'll do it, and I'll actually resist it. It'll hit for like 500. I'm almost calling it, like, ahead of time. Stupid gosh, shadow stripping spells. Did I never get protect? The thing is, Cepheus never does his one move. No, 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 no. I haven't seen him do the move once. I know he typically does it in response to getting hit by like an AoE move. There are certain fights that he typically excels at, but I haven't seen it go off once. There's his lance move. So Puru's tapped. I know she converted already, so. See, this is the exact reason why I don't like, I typically prefer two healers. Because you just never know when he's going to do the move. Like I said, there's certain fights I know where he'll reliably do it. Like King Artho's one that comes to mind. Like, I definitely use him for that. Swing! That was a close one. Full on space. gonna take out the element this time, at least to give him a chance to try and get like MP and stuff back. And I might just hold the summoner for a minute until we're ready. Again, out of space. Really? Alright, you know what, and just to be sure, I'm not going to weapon skill this guy at all unless I'm in my DP. Yeah, honestly, for this fight, I don't feel like Cepheus has done anything to help support-wise. But I think, again, that's because we're not getting hit by AoEs, and that's typically what he responds with. Alright, this should push it. Well, I guess it wasn't enough damage. There it is. I'm not wiping again. Like that's it. Great. I've done this before, so I find it interesting that I'm having this much struggle. Should have it though. Come on. Oof. Oop. Need to do that, but I have to actually pop it. question is, I'm curious how many heavy metal plates I got. Looks like 18, not bad. So how many comments did I miss? Cool, looks like inventory sorted itself out. Alright, so where were we? I will try blue. I'll do another run before I end the stream. But I'm gonna go do the chapter 1s. And then I'll go do one on blue. I'll let you guys pick which one of the ones I've done already. I'll try it on blue. Might take me a minute to get all set up though. Set spells. Alright, let's look at the log. Like I said, my concern is going blue, at least my blue where it's in its current state. I don't think it's gonna do well just blood tanking the ads midway. I mean, I could also try sleeping, but again, so if I do an AoE move like sleep and it doesn't stick and then I get cure, now the ads are running all over the place. So unless now I try and do something to try and keep hate on all the ads, it makes it a lot more complicated. Again, I'm not saying it's not possible. I know it's totally possible. I'm sure there's some, blues out there that can do it and make make it look like a joke what I'm doing, make it really easy. But I don't think my blue's there. Like I said, I'm happy to give it a shot. We'll go do the chapter 1s real quick, and then, yeah. Do a little blue mage before we call it a night. Shocked my inventory got so full. This thing, actually you talked about money, this thing's worth money. I know that, because that's arguably, like, one of the best shields you should be using on White Mage. Especially since the weapon you should be using is a club that has, what was it, Cure Potency 2, since it breaks the cap. Alright, is it the fish? The Sahagins, I think is chapter 1. Yeah, it's just the Hagens. This one actually can be tough. It's been a while since I've done this one. Let me do something about my inventory. Pop the fish. Let's just move all the weapons. It should be enough for now, because the rest of the stuff should stack. I probably should be using RR, but... Yeah, I mean... What is it? War is, in my opinion... Well, I don't even think it's opinion. I think it's fact. War is by far, I think, the worst job of literally every job in the game to magic tank. Has, like, the least magic evasion and everything. I know people will be like, oh, well, if you have Volt, then it can do a good job. Yeah, that's still, but I believe Volt can be worn by anyone, and again, It's the worst tank. Just because you have gear that makes it do a good job at it, still doesn't mean it's not the worst. Oh man, I can't even do very difficult to this. Can I do it at the other one then? I thought I always did the Sahagins. Jungle Boogeyman. Nope, I haven't done that either. Oh, well, I guess we'll just have to do normal anyway. Well, this one should go easy since it's just normal. I will use Cepheus on this one because I actually am aware that we are going to get hit by AoEs on this one. So I can see him actually doing the one move. Although then again, it is just normal, so I probably don't even need it. Eh. First, what is it? What is it? It's a Dragoon Monk and it's a White Mage? Oh, it's 4. What is it? Dragoon Monk, White Mage, and Bard? I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's Dragoon, White Mage, Monk, and Bard. So, we're going to want to go with the light ones because that's going to be one of the mages. I think I just vote the White Mage. Get back in the corner. Don't want to drag them away. Maybe with how I've positioned, I'm not going to get hit by AoEs. I'll get hit by AoEs. Oh, look, he actually did rejuvenate. Man, they really want to give you those fish kebabs. Alright, so we went through all of them. So, which one of these do you guys want me to go through and try on blue? Let me guess. The demon one? This is a campaign, but the main reason that I was doing these was for the chapters, because I know I'm gonna need to upgrade a bunch of like relic and artifact armor soon for like a bunch of different mage jobs. Wait a minute. So mainly it was just trying to stock up on chapters, which we got a fair amount. So, again, which one do you guys want me to go do this on, blue one? Huh. Decent amount of +2 stones, some bailed. Some heavy metal plates, which is nice. The demon one that everything that I've done so far tonight, except for this last run, because it wasn't, I hadn't obviously done it, which is I find kind of odd, has been on very difficult. This last one was only on normal though, because I apparently hadn't done it. Now I could do very difficult on that one. I'm not gonna bother going and doing it now. I'll hop on blue, but yeah, everyone's been VD except for the last one. So demons with blue rune fence. Okay, well, let's give that one a try. We'll see if my blue's up to snuff. I'm trying to even think. So how many job points do I have? I have to pull up, because I'm gonna have to completely change my spell list. Blue, green. Where I stuck all mace, there it is. That's my AoE one. I thought I had another set. Alright, so I'm not even sure what I want to do. So we're gonna want to what? Selene coat. I don't want to be able to phalanx cure. Wait, do I have? I know I have a damage taken set. Do I have macro for it? Apparently I don't, and I'm definitely going to need one. So what is this? This is 67. Or no, I mean 66. Just move my move set for now. That's going to be the quickest way to get me up and running. Let's make sure that that works. Yep. Except for... not really going to be doing any magic attack. Still need to set my spells. So how many spells do I have? I have 76. Okay. Alright, so I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. I want that, I want that. I'll take that off for now. I might put it back on. Because Koromoru can give me MP. If need be. Alright, yeah, I want that. Definitely want that. Where was I? This is where I could actually get behind having a third-party program. I really don't get why SC hasn't allowed you to have like 5 Blue Mage sets and you can equip and just quickly switch to a different set. That is something that they really should add. I'm not going... Well, we'll keep Seduction because that's always good. Take these off. Maybe I'll put Frightful Roar on, but Barrier Tusk. We definitely want Saloon Coat. Wait, is that it? Take Subduction off. I'm not gonna be AoEing. So Diffusion Ray. I don't think I have Diffusion Ray equipped, do I? I don't see me sleeping these guys, so I'm thinking about taking that off. Do I have Magic Barrier? Could always put Frightful Roar on also. Defense down would be pretty good. Wow, do I not actually have Magic Barrier? Huh. Like, I know I don't have all spells, but... Alright. That's the other thing. I know I haven't, like, because, yeah, I've wanted to do more before I started really using blue. Because I haven't built, like, a skill set, spell interruption set and all. I haven't done all that yet. So, I didn't get the orb, did I? Like, running to go and I don't... So what have I missed in chat? Yeah, I know Windower does let you have, allow you to save sets. That's what I was saying. That is like the one thing I would be willing to start using Windower for, is just to have Blue Mage sets. And honestly, it's something that SC could easily add. They've added a lot of other quality of life stuff, so, I mean... Get on it for blue, come on. I honestly think, you know how they're doing all these job enhancements like every month for different jobs. They probably don't need to give any enhancements for blue, just give them the ability to have more sets. I think that would be way more than enough. I think most people would be happy, except for probably Windower people, because they're probably like, well, I already have this. It's like, I'm not getting any updates out of it. I mean, the whole point of doing this was for the chapters, and I've gotten a good amount of chapters, so that's good. Plus the heavy metal plates have been nice. Make a tiny bit of progress on my harp. Get that much closer to 4 songs. Do first time. Dream Flower off. Yeah, the thing about it, I don't even think you can sleep these guys. And like I said, my concern is if I do sleep them, even if they like wake up, if I'm like constantly trying to worry about trying to sleep them, I don't have spell interruption gear, so I could easily get interrupted. If I do sleep them, or even if I don't sleep them, just hitting them, they're then going to be running all over the place, hitting my trusts and stuff. I think it's just going to make managing it a nightmare. So that's why I'm not even going to bother trying to sleep, in case it just doesn't even work. Well, I know they're dark-based. You can sleep them with dark-based sleep, though. But, it's obviously easier to sleep with light-based, and I know, what is it, blue has access to a bunch of different... So let's do what I was doing before. Like I said, I don't feel Cepheus really did anything because he wasn't really getting hit to kick off Rejuvenate. Like I said, my concern is I'm just literally going to die from auto attacks from the mobs. That's what I think is going to end up happening. Let's hope I am wrong. Do I want to use fire? Yeah. It's against ice. I only get, what, 2 runes, I think? I think it's only 2. Let's wait and see. Yeah, I thought it was only 2 runes. That's the other thing. I'm not.
Have a recast timer in there. I need to just start playing with blue more, just make minor improvements to macros and stuff. I will admit, it's performing much better than I will initially give it credit to. I thought I would have been smashed through auto attacks already, but that is not the case. I should have put Cocoon up. Don't have fence concurrent equipped. No, I will admit, this is actually going kind of smoother than blue. And like I said, I mean, war. And I know there's a lot of improvements I can make to my blue still. That's why I haven't really been doing much with it. Finally actually spent some time today and cleaned up space, so I'm ready to start doing more with Mage type jobs, blue included. Wrong. Nope. Don't. Nope. Nope. Good. I'm not. Oh, should have vibes, don't I? Yeah. Getting it from Koromoru. Because again, I'm not sure I would really want to be casting Phalanx on myself at the moment, because I'm not sure I have the proper blue skill. At least I haven't built a real set that I'm comfortable with for it, where I'm going to be getting the max bonus out of Phalanx. I think I'm better off trusting Koromoru. Wait, Koromoru, did you not refresh me?
Not sure why Koromoru is not giving me MP. So that would have been something to have. Some way to get MP back, whether it be Magic Hammer or... Not worth it. And I'm sure there's plenty of things I could be doing to be playing this better. I'm not the best blue mage. Basically, when Shiva comes out, I should get tickled. Oh, jeez. No, I'm done. How much did that do, though? 1,500. So it's not as little as I would have thought, considering, what is it? I had Bar Blizzard, I had the 2 runes up. I wasn't in damage taking gear, so I mean, in theory, if I would have made sure I was in the DT gear, or maybe I am, let's see. Yeah, and thinking about it now, I would definitely need some type of MP in there. Magic Hammer would probably go long distance, so it would probably be all I would need to make the difference. So was I in my DT gear? That's good to know. Oh, no, see, I wasn't damage taking gear. So, I mean, even in damage taking gear, took 1,600, and that's including the 2 fire runes, which should have resisted ice. I had, what was it? Flug or Revelation up, so the type of elemental damage reduced, yeah, it depends on the runes. Had runes up, so that should have been reducing that even further. Had Bar Blizzard up, so yeah, and then Selene Code on top of that. It's, yeah. I don't know. If I would have had NP to cure myself, that would have been, you know, something else. So I'll have to play around and try that later. It's gotten late at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. I'll go over chat before I do that. But yeah, if MP wasn't an issue, I think we would have definitely had that, even with losing all the trusts. I would have been able to cure myself and stuff. I think every single demon in there, except for the war, you could have used Magic Hammer on. So, yeah. There was always the Element, too, could have used it on. Plus, if I would have had, like, battery charge just to get MP back. It's good to know. Yeah, Magic Hammer would have been best. Yeah. I just figured, like, what is it? I'm trying to think what job. I've had Koromoru give me, I've seen him give me refresh on, like, a DD job that doesn't, and I don't mean, like, Dark Knight. I'm trying to think what it is. So, he won't give it to Blue Mage, but then he'll give it to another job that doesn't need it. Or not, actually, no, Koromoru doesn't. I'm thinking of, King of Hearts. King of Hearts will give you refresh on a DD job when you don't need it. But the resist seems... I mean, they were working, but just the fact I still took a ton of damage. I mean, how much did everyone take? Does it say? Or do I have their damage filtered? Outright just took everyone out. Runes didn't get taken off. They were still up. I mean, you don't need Aegis. I cleared it earlier on Warrior. I know I've used Paladin to clear these too. That's typically what I would do on my main, because that's like the tankiest. The only problem with it is it's slow kills. It is like a solid victory, but it's slow kills. Now, I'm interested to try it again. Like, if I would have had MP, I could have been fine. Even when I, like, did Astral Flow, I was at, what? Like, 160 MP? If I had MP, could have quickly just got Shadows up. That would have been enough. Then tossed, a cure or two. I would have been fine. So, no, I mean, like I said, Blue's not where I want it to be. So, it actually performed better than I thought it was going to for that event. So, I will give props on that. Not to mention, what is it? I only have, like, 100 job points on that. Because also comparing that, that's, like, my War's Master. So, yeah, Blue having 136 job points, that actually did quite well. Let's see, how many chapters did I get? Yeah, I got a ton of stuff I gotta store now. But, did quite well on chapters. I'm happy with that. The buffs were gone after Astral Flow? Really? Let me watch. Well, I'm gonna go back and watch that. Piqued my interest. Alright, so fighting the summoner. No, I still had runes up after Astral Flow went off. Like I saw. Now, when he ran up and hit me and then I went to 0 HP, all my buffs disappeared, but I'm at 0 HP at that point. So... Nah, I mean, after... Yeah, he did Astral Flow, I still had all my buffs. So no, that was fine. But yep, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. This was a fun stream. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys got some value out of it. I'm not going to be streaming next week. I'm going to be out of state. Have some, personal business, and yeah, going to be out of town for a wedding. So yeah, so there'll be no live stream next week, but I will be picking it up the following week, and then we'll be getting close to the new year. And once the new year starts, I want to start actually streaming just more and doing some other content. Get back to Dark Souls and some other things. But just wanted to let you guys know that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. Thank you guys for tuning in, and may you have success in all you do.